Welcome to this week's St. Clair County Board of Commissioners meeting. The types of business that occur at these meetings include public hearings, official voting on actions by the Board of Commissioners, presentations by departments of the county, and recognition of service that makes our county great. As your elected representatives, the St. Clair County Board of Commissioners is committed to improving the lives of all our residents while preparing county government to meet the demands of the future. In order to do that, we need to share our thoughts and plans with you. More importantly, we need you to share your thoughts, concerns, and opinions with us. We encourage you to come and experience the process by attending any of these meetings. They occur every first and third Thursday of the month at 6 p.m. at the St. Clair County Administration Building at 200 Grand River Avenue in Port Huron.
We're going to call the St. Clair County Board of Commissioners meeting in order. Please stand for Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Commissioner Samasco. Here. Commissioner Tomian. Here. Commissioner Heidemann. Here. Commissioner Riley. Here. Commissioner Rushing.
Here.
Commissioner Greatop.
Present.
Chairman Bohm.
Here. Item number 3, additions, deletions, changes to the agenda. I've got actually items A through C. Howard.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would move that the following additions be placed on the agenda as item 11AK, Pensions and Retiree Health Care 2014 contribution, and as item 11AM, the Resolution 1343 for the collective bargaining agreement.
L comes after K, Howard, but
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh. We'll get that squared away. And then I would also like a revision in that we combine items 11A through 11AG, which are reappointments to boards and commissions that we approved at our committee meeting, and to handle them as a combined agenda item. Following adjournment, there will be a short video presentation, if you'd like to stay for that.
yeah, it's only 5 minutes, just a quick deal. We're gonna,
Five-minute video. That's it, Mr. Chair.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Item 4, approval of the agenda.
Motion to approve the agenda as amended.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Item 5, minutes of previous meeting, items A through B.
Miss-
Someone make the motion. Doesn't matter.
Have a motion to approve minutes from the previous meetings, 11:07:13 commission meeting, and also the 12:05:13 standing committee meetings.
Support. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Proclamations. Item A, recognizing the St. Clair County Central Dispatch second place team of the year, the Team Excellence. And Bill, actually, then we've got the item B. You want to do both of them there?
Sure. Yeah,
Okay.
you want to make the motion?
Yeah. You want to bring them up?
Have, yeah. Let's have second place team of the year. Where's my team? Tina, you going to represent? You're the only one from the team? Yeah. Come on up here then. Right up front here. Be on camera on TV. This is a proclamation recognizing St. Clair County Central Dispatch, Michigan Association of Public Safety Communications officials, second place Team of the Year, Team Excellence. Whereas the St. Clair County Board of Commissioners wishes to recognize Central Dispatch team members Tina Bricker, Tony Eustace, Ashley Beakey, Kaylee Giroux, Cindy Osborne, and Heather Sheldon, who were awarded second place APCO, EPCO, Team of the Year for Team Excellence by the Michigan Association of Public Safety Communications Officials. And whereas the team of dispatchers was nominated for their quick thinking and creative execution of a 12-hour, nonstop severe weather event from the fallout of Tropical Storm Sandy on October 29, 2012, where approximately 20,000 people lose power, and whereas the average number of phone calls for this center on a Monday night was approximately 212, that night during their shift, the team would handle 834 calls. The increased workload had the potential of stressing and overloading a center this size. However, by deciding to improvise and rearrange their tasking that night, these dispatchers and call takers were able to handle the incident without any noted issues on the dispatch team's part. And whereas this team, in light of the events that would occur on the specific night, deserves recognition for remaining calm, staying together, helping each other, taking over when one needed just a couple of minutes for more importantly, being a team. I thought they were going to tell me why you needed a break. Now therefore be it proclaimed that the St. Clair County Board of Commissioners, on behalf of its citizens, does hereby adopt this proclamation recognizing all of these dispatchers for their accomplishment and extends our deep appreciation for their distinguished service and urges our fellow citizens to join us with a heartfelt thanks and gratitude. Signed, Jeff Bohm, Chairperson, Steve Samasco, Vice Chairperson, Carl Tomian, Howard Heidemann, Tom Riley, Dave Rushing, and Bill Graytop, Commissioners. Tina, to you and your team, thank you very much and congratulations. If you'd like to say a word or two, you certainly may.
I guess I'd like to thank all of us. I'm representing all of us because we can't do it just one person, and it's nice that we were recognized for that. All of us feel like we just did our job that night, and I just want to say thank you.
Thank you. That was a second place award. The first place award went to another area where there was, I think, a helicopter went down in a rural area, and they had to work a whole 5 hours to get their first place award. We had to work 12 to get second. So there was some talk about appealing the process, but I don't think it's appealable. So, all right. Equally important, and my distinct pleasure to read another proclamation that I have here recognizing Timothy Conger, Michigan Association of Public Safety Communications Officials, Director of the Year. Whereas the St. Clair County Board of Commissioners wishes to recognize Timothy Conger, who was awarded Director of the Year by the Michigan Association of Public Safety Communications Officials, and whereas Tim was named Interim Director of the St. Clair County Central Dispatch in November 2010, at a time when the center was facing an unprecedented loss of leadership and experience through career moves and retirements. And whereas being faced with the challenge of replenishing the dispatch team, Tim adjusted staffing levels to reduce the amount of mandatory overtime required to cover each day, a process that has continued uninterrupted through 2013. Whereas Tim has not allowed the technical needs of St. Clair County Central Dispatch to fall by the wayside, his vision towards the future assists in preparing the center for technological change. And whereas Tim's proven calm demeanor during crisis management and his ability to manage a crisis in a quality that makes an outstanding leader. Is a quality that makes an outstanding leader. I apologize. Now therefore it be proclaimed that the St. Clair County Board of Commissioners, on behalf of its citizens, does hereby adopt this proclamation recognizing Timothy Conger for his accomplishments as Director of the Year and extends our deep appreciation for his distinguished service and urges our fellow citizens to join us with heartfelt thanks and gratitude. And it is signed Jeff Bohm, Chairperson, Steve Samasco, Vice Chairperson Carl Tomian, Howard Heidemann, Tom Riley, Dave Rushing, and Bill Graytop, Commissioners. Tim, we're very, very proud of what you've accomplished, and I thank you very much. Congratulations. If you may say a word or two if you would like.
I just want to let you know that one team got recognized tonight, and just to give you an idea, it just doesn't do enough what they did that night. They handled over 7,000 radio transmissions during that 12-hour period where they had to listen, monitor, and respond. They at one point had over 100 phone calls coming in an hour, and throw even more stress into their levels. Dispatcher Osborne was into her final night of being evaluated, and she happened to be sitting fire that night. So she had a bus running over her. And then Dispatcher Bricker, who was the senior that night, was also responsible for monitoring Dispatcher Osborne. Her family was involved in this directly as well. Her husband had been deployed to New Jersey with his company ahead of the storm. Her daughter had been deployed with Tri-Hospital EMS to New York ahead of the storm. So she had all those worries, but yet she was able to maintain her crew and keep them working. And this is just one crew that we have there. And it's because of these crews that we've been managing to stay where we're at and maintain. So I really want to thank them and thank you folks for giving me the honor to be their leader for the past 3 years. I appreciate it much. Thank you.
I just want to make one comment on Tim's behalf. When we had that opening in this position, essentially all of his peers said, he's your guy. So that speaks testaments when that job came open, and your rest of your fellow employees wanted to see you step up in that role. So it's good stuff. Item number C.
If I could say one more thing on that, I just want to say with all central dispatches throughout the state of Michigan, we got to recognize what an exceptional central dispatch we have for St. Clair County.
Awesome.
All right, this time we have a proclamation recognizing our library. Allison, you would please. This time I'd like to recognize Allison Arnold and the St. Clair County Library System Connect Michigan Broadband Adoption Hero Award. Whereas the St. Clair County Board of Commissioners wishes to recognize Allison Arnold and the St. Clair County Library System for being the recipient of Connect Michigan Broadband Adoption Hero Award, and whereas the Broadband Adoption Hero Award is given to individuals or organizations that are working to build awareness for the importance of broadband and technology and how it can improve quality of life. And whereas Allison Arnold has brought the St. Clair County Library System into the digital age. With a free library card, residents can take a buffet of computer classes. These classes are devoted to providing digital literacy for residents and businesses, helping to move the needle towards improved community and economic development centered on technology. And whereas the St. Clair County Library is a pioneer among libraries, and it was the first county library service in the state of Michigan. It has come a long way in its 96 years, from card catalogs to online catalogs, and from books to e-books. The SCC Library brings new technologies while still keeping many of the traditional services. And whereas the St. Clair County Library is not just one library, it is a library system with 11 branch locations throughout St. Clair County, and its 12th location is the E-Branch, which is available 24/7 on the web. The E-Branch allows for accessing account information, placing requests, using the databases, and checking out e-books. Now therefore, be it proclaimed that the St. Clair County Board of Commissioners, on behalf of its citizens, does hereby adopt this proclamation recognizing Allison Arnold and the St. Clair County Library System for their accomplishment, and extends our deep appreciation for their distinguished service, and urges our fellow citizens to join us with heartfelt thanks and gratitude. Proclaim this 12th day of December 2013. It's signed Jeff Bohm, Chairperson, Steve Smasko, Vice Chair, Carl Tomian, Howard Heidemann, Tom Riley, Dave Rushing, and Bill Graytop, Commissioners.
I just want to say thank you for this recognition. I have a very soft spot in my heart for libraries, and I'm glad to see that the community and the commissioners appreciate the work that we do for our residents. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Item number D, I don't know if there's anyone from the Homeland Security. Nikki? Okay, come on up. Dave, Mr. Great, or Steve?
Steve Smasko.
You're gonna do that? All right.
Yep. We haven't made the motions on
We'll do them all in one swoop.
Yes, you have them.
All right, come on up.
This time, I'm going to read a proclamation recognizing the St. Clair County Office of Homeland Security Emergency Management Connect Michigan Broadband Use Hero Award. States as follows. whereas the St. Clair County Board of Commissioners wishes to recognize the St. Clair County Office of Homeland Security Emergency Management for being awarded Connect Michigan's Broadband Use Hero Award for their resilient project, and whereas this award is given to individuals or organizations that are leveraging broadband and technology in a creative and powerful way. The Resilient Project Regional Interoperability Collaboration Network is an advanced broadband-dependent application providing situational awareness to first responders of St. Clair County, the state of Michigan, U.S., and Canadian partners. And whereas the Resilient Project provides support for the daily operations, emergency response, and overall security of the U.S. border with Canada, the project is a web-based application that brings in data and information from dozens of sources for real-time pictures of any emergency situation. And whereas Resilient gives first responders and incident commanders a wealth of information at their fingertips and in one glance, such as weather conditions, live video feeds, crime data, and fire incidents, it is a virtual whiteboard where emergency planners can visualize many types of scenarios and collaborate on potential responses. Now therefore be it proclaimed that the St. Clair County Board of Commissioners, on behalf of the citizens, does hereby adopt this proclamation recognizing the Office of Homeland Security Emergency Management for their accomplishment and extends our deep appreciation for their distinguished service and urges our fellow citizens to join us with heartfelt thanks and gratitude. Proclaimed this 12th day of December 2013, signed Jeff Bohm, Chairperson, Stephen Samasco, Vice Chairperson, Carl Tomian, Howard Heidemann, Tom Riley, David Rushing, and Bill Graytop, Commissioners. Very glad to present.
Thank you.
Say a few words you can.
Thank you for the proclamation. We couldn't have done this without all the multiple disciplines in police, fire, EMS, dispatch, cross-border partners, and IT. We wouldn't be here without them. So thank you.
Thank you. Very cool. Do I have a motion to accept proclamations A through D?
I'd so move.
Second.
Support?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay. The proclamation, folks, if you guys would like to leave, you're not kicking you out, but you're more than welcome to hang out and kind of like watching paint dry sometimes. So.
Speaking of paint drying.
Item number 7, consent agenda.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to move that we approve all the items on the consent agenda, those being items 7A through 7K.
Support?
Discussion on any of them? All in favor?
Aye.
Those
Aye.
opposed? Report to Standing Committee, Mr. Graytop.
I'll take a pass.
David?
I'll pass.
Mr. Riley?
I have one that I just wanted to mention. This is regarding from the Council on Aging, Thanksgiving holiday meals. They serve 315 seniors who would have been alone without a holiday meal if it hadn't been for our program. They had 96 volunteers that went across the county doing such. One special father team volunteered, and I thought it was neat because it was Judge Adair and his daughter Lori, and they spent the day delivering. And so I got to take my hat off to that Council on Aging. I think they've done a whale of a job, and they helped a lot of people that wouldn't have had meals that particular day.
Steve?
No report.
Carl?
I'll pass.
Howard?
None at this time.
Just two quick things, actually. I did email it to the commissioners. I had to do, I'm not going to go through the 15-minute long spiel, but we had the year in review the other day on the radio station. It's on the podcast. I did send it to you. Just it was the highlights of some of the different accomplishments. Also, one thing, I want to talk about a workshop next Thursday at noon. I'd like to put a workshop on, talk about some landfill issues, maybe a couple other little year-end items, clean some stuff up. So if you guys are available next Thursday at noon,
Is that a lunch meeting?
I'll do a lunch meeting. We'll do it in here. And
Where are you going to have it, downstairs?
we could probably do it. What do you think? What works? You want to do downstairs?
I don't
do
care.
it downstairs in the cafeteria down there. Yeah, we can do that. That's fine. There's just a couple little items that we got to do year-end stuff, like I said. So.
We've got time to post it.
I'm sorry.
We have time to post that.
Yeah. We'll get an agenda to you.
48 hours.
Okay, moving on. Item number 9, citizens wishing to address the board. Are there any citizens wishing to address the board at this time? Seeing none. Unfinished business. No unfinished business. Item 11, item number A, the approval of the county disbursements.
This time, I'd like to move to approve the county disbursements for October and November of 2013 in the amount of $72,222,914.07.
Support.
Discussion. Roll call.
Commissioner Heidemann.
Yes.
Commissioner Samasco.
Yes.
Commissioner Greatop.
Yes.
Commissioner Tamian.
Yes.
Commissioner Riley.
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing.
Yes.
Chairman Bohm.
Yes. Item number B, the resolution 13-41 for the 2014 senior citizens millage allocation.
Mr. Chair, I would like to move the adoption of Resolution 13-41 approving the appropriation of senior citizens millage funds for the calendar year 2014.
Support.
Discussion.
Mr. Chair, I'd just like to thank the members of the St. Clair County Commission on Aging for the work they did in making the recommendations for the appropriations that we approved tonight. They did a Herculean job during the year to make sure those dollars are spent well.
Okay. And just for the people in the audience or people that are watching, this is our full board. We've got a lot of items. If we seem like we move quickly through them, we actually had them at our committee meetings. We passed them at our committee meetings onto our full board meetings. So item number C, the Community Mental Health Prescription Drug Abuse Agreement.
Mr. Chairman, at this time, I would move to approve the agreement between the Health Department and Community Mental Health to provide communicable disease training and community-based process services for a term of 1/1/14 through 9/30/14 in the amount of $36,586.
Second?
Questions at all? We've got Dr. Marcanton here. Did you want to say anything on it at all?
We spoke on this last.
Yep.
Yes.
No, you did. Okay. Roll call.
Commissioner Samasco.
Yes.
Commissioner Tamian.
Yes.
Commissioner Greatop.
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing.
Yes.
Commissioner Heidemann.
Yes.
Commissioner Riley.
Yes.
Chairman Bohm.
Yes. Item number D, the Community Grant Assistant Program, letter of support.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve the letter of support for the Community Grant Assistance Program, funding for a feasibility study for collaboration between the St. Clair and Sanilac County Health Departments.
Support.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed. Item number E, the Agreement for Extension Services with Michigan State.
Move to approve the agreement with Michigan State Cooperative Extension Services for the 2014 year in the amount of $23,262.
Second?
Discussion. Roll call.
Commissioner Riley.
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing.
Yes.
Commissioner Heidemann.
Yes.
Commissioner Greatop.
Yes.
Commissioner Samasco.
Yes.
Commissioner Tamian.
Yes.
Chairman Bohm.
Yes. Item number F, the 2014 Residential Substance Abuse Treatment Grant.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the for year 2014 residential substance abuse treatment agreement in the amount of $78,667.
Support.
Discussion. Roll call.
Commissioner Greatop.
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing.
Yes.
Commissioner Samasco.
Yes.
Commissioner Tamian.
Yes.
Commissioner Riley.
Yes.
Commissioner Heidemann.
Yes.
Chairman Bohm.
Yes. Item number G, the letter of agreement for Community Mental Health Residential Substance Abuse Treatment Services for inmates.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the letter of agreement with the St. Clair County Community Mental Health for prevention services for intervention center inmates in the amount of $60,000.
Second?
Discussion. Excuse me. Roll call.
Commissioner Tamian.
Yes.
Commissioner Riley.
Yes.
Commissioner Greatop.
Yes.
Commissioner Samasco.
Yes.
Commissioner Heidemann.
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing.
Yes.
Chairman Bohm.
Yes. Item number H, the resolution 13-37 for the 2013 county at large drain assessments.
Mr. Chair, I would like to move the adoption of Resolution 13-37, approving the 2013 County at Large Drain Assessment in the amount of $543,937.74.
I'll second that motion.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Item number I, the Wetlands Habitat Restoration Grant.
Mr. Chairman, I'd move to approve the professional services contract with Smith Group JJR for the wetlands restoration project in amount of not to exceed $197,920.
Support?
Discussion? Roll call?
Commissioner Greatop.
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing.
Yes.
Commissioner Riley.
Yes.
Commissioner Samasco.
Yes.
Commissioner Tamian.
Yes.
Commissioner Heidemann.
Yes.
Chairman Bohm.
Yes. Item number J, the Blue Water Trail Towns Program Grant.
This time, I'd like to move to approve the Coastal Zone Management Program grant agreement with the Blue Water Trail Towns Program in the amount of $100,730.
Support.
Discussion? Roll call?
Commissioner Heidemann.
Yes.
Commissioner Greatop.
Yes.
Commissioner Tamian.
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing.
Yes.
Commissioner Riley.
Yes.
Commissioner Samasco.
Yes.
Chairman Bohm.
Yes. Item number K, the Landfill Consulting Service Agreement with Jim Logston.
Chairman Bohm, I would move to approve the consulting agreement with James R. Logston for the landfill in the amount not to exceed $20,000 for the term of January 1st, 14 to 12/31 of 14.
Second?
Discussion? Probably one of the best finds we've actually
I
had.
was just going to say,
Yeah.
it's one of the best finds that we've had, well worth whatever we spend to get him in here and do that.
Yeah, well, and he only works on a per-need basis, so he calls, so it's not the, it's a very reasonable. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Heidemann.
Yes.
Commissioner Samasco.
Yes.
Commissioner Greatop.
Yes.
Commissioner Tamian.
Yes.
Commissioner Riley.
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing.
Yes.
Chairman Bohm.
Yes. Resolution 13-42, the collective bargaining agreement for the Corrections Command officers.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we adopt Resolution 13-42, ratifying the collective bargaining agreement with the Correction Command Officers, COAM.
Support.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Item number M, Resolution 1340, collective bargaining agreement for the District Court 1518.
This time, I would move to approve or ratify Resolution 13-40, ratifying the collective bargaining agreement with the District Court Employees, Chapter of Local 1518.
Support.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Item number N, Resolution 1334, waiving interest accrued on taxes collected by local governments.
Mr. Chairman, I move to adopt Resolution 13-34, waiving interest accrued on taxes collected by local units of government.
Second?
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Item number O, the Resolution 1333, establishing per diems for boards and commissions.
This time, I'd like to move to adopt Resolution 13-33, establishing the per diem rate paid to boards and commissions.
Support.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Item number P, Resolution 1336, establishing wages for canoe.
Mr. Chairman, I'd adopt Resolution 13-36, approving annual wage adjustments for the County Association of Non-Union Employees, canoe.
Support.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Item number Q, the Resolution 1338, establishing the road commission compensation.
Mr. Chair, I would move the adoption of Resolution 1338, establishing compensation to be paid to members of the St. Clair County Road Commission.
I'll second that motion.
Discussion? Same as last year. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Item number R, the payroll service agreement extension for RISA.
Mr. Chairman, I would move to approve the professional service agreement with RISA for payroll services for a term of 1/1/14 through 12/31/14 in the amount of $40,000.
Support.
Discussion. Roll call.
Commissioner Greatop.
Yes, sir.
Commissioner Heidemann.
Yes.
Commissioner Tamian.
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing.
Yes.
Commissioner Samasco.
Yes.
Commissioner Riley.
Yes.
Chairman Bone.
Yes. Item number S, the library request for the Manning Table addition.
This time I would move to approve the library request to add the library to position of the Manning table.
Second?
Any discussion? Allison, you want to say anything? You talked about it last week. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed. Item number T, the ballroom renovation, package B, the carpet contract award to Belvedere Construction.
Mr. Chairman, I would move to award the contract for Package B carpet of the ballroom renovation to Belvedere Construction LLC in the amount not to exceed $12,810.
Support.
Discussion. Roll call.
Commissioner Heidemann.
Yes.
Commissioner Samasco.
Yes.
Commissioner Greatop.
Yes.
Commissioner Tamian.
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing.
Yes.
Commissioner Riley.
Yes.
Chairman Bone.
Yes. Item number U, the ballroom electrical contract award.
Mr. Chair, I would like to move the award the contract for electrical lighting and switching for the ballroom renovation to Great Lakes Tower Lighting in an amount not to exceed $39,600.
Support.
Discussion. Roll call.
Commissioner Samasco.
Yes.
Commissioner Tamian.
Yes.
Commissioner Heidemann.
Yes.
Commissioner Greatop.
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing.
Yes.
Commissioner Riley.
Yes.
Chairman Bone.
Yes. Item number V, the ballroom renovation, package A contract award for Venice Contracting.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we award the contract for Package B, which covers painting, wall coverings, et cetera, for the ballroom renovation to Venice Contracting LLC in an amount not to exceed $13,920.
Second?
Discussion. Roll call.
Commissioner Riley.
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing.
Yes.
Commissioner Samasco.
Yes.
Commissioner Tamian.
Yes.
Commissioner Greatop.
Yes.
Commissioner Heidemann.
Yes.
Chairman Bone.
Yes. The courthouse toilet partition replacement, item number W.
This time, I'd like to move to award the courthouse restroom toilet partition project to La Force Incorporated in the amount of $17,988.82.
Support.
Discussion. Roll call.
Commissioner Greatop.
Yes, of course.
Commissioner Rushing.
Yes.
Commissioner Riley.
Yes.
Commissioner Heidemann.
Yes.
Commissioner Tamian.
Yes.
Commissioner Samasco.
Yes.
Chairman Bone.
Yes. Item number X, the agreement with Port City Communications, the Early Childhood Services Community Hub.
Mr. Chairman, I'd move to approve the agreement with Port City Communications for development of early childhood services community hub decision tree in the amount of $20,000.
Second?
Aye.
Discussion? Anything you want to say? Okay, no? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Samasco.
Yes.
Commissioner Tamian.
Yes.
Commissioner Heidemann.
Yes.
Commissioner Riley.
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing.
Yes.
Commissioner Greatop.
Yes.
Chairman Bone.
Yes. Item number Y, Resolution 1339, adopting the 2014 Special Revenue Funds budget and amending the 2013 General and Special Revenue Fund budgets.
This time, I'd like to move to adopt the Resolution 1339, adopting the 2014 Special Revenue Funds budgets and amending the 2013 General and Special Revenue Funds budgets.
Second.
Any questions? We've got Carrie here. Why don't you give me a roll call on that, Jay?
Commissioner Rushing.
Yes.
Commissioner Samasco.
Yes.
Commissioner Greatop.
Yes.
Commissioner Riley.
Yes.
Commissioner Heidemann.
Yes.
Commissioner Tamian.
Yes.
Chairman Bone.
Yes. Item number Z, the 2014 Board of Commissioners meeting schedule.
I'd move to adopt the 2014 Board of Commissioners meeting schedule.
Support?
As you will notice, there are not as many workshops on this one. We have them, but we will use the workshop fashion in a, if issues come up, then we'll check with everybody and pop them in, so.
August doesn't look like 2 meetings, Mr. Chairman.
You'll be all right.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, moving on, items number AA through AJ, those are all just reappointments to
Right.
boards.
Mr. Chair, I would move the reappointment of those individuals approved at our committee meeting for the various commissions and boards for the terms designated on the appointments. AA through, what was it?
AJ.
Support.
Discussion on any of those? All in favor?
Aye.
Item number AK, which is the pension and retirement health care contribution.
Mr. Chairman, I'd approve the 2014 pension contribution in $4,879,620, 20% of payroll, and retire health care contribution of 2.5% of payroll.
Second?
Discussion. One comment I would like to make regarding, we had our actuarial report, if any of you got an opportunity to look through that. And, you know, when I first became board chair 3 years ago, it was pretty alarming at how bad a shape the healthcare piece of it was. There was an estimated 5 to 7 years left on that. So it was obviously, we had to go and make some necessary changes. If you look at the this year's actuarial report on the healthcare side, by making some of those changes, we actually eliminated $135 million in long-term liability. And for just doing some of the things with the changeover with the post-65 and add it, you know, at least double the life of that. I'm not saying, you know, it's a perfect world, but at least it's it definitely gives us some time to continue to work on some of these things. So I just want to make a note of that.
Mr. Chairman, I think, didn't we push the life up from 6 years to 11?
They said 11, but that was with no increases, flat, so arguably it's 13 to 15, you know,
Excellent
where
move.
it's at. I mean, and we're gonna obviously have to keep working on it, but there was, you know, it was a real mess previous, so. Roll call on that.
Commissioner Tamian.
Affirmative.
Commissioner Samasco.
Yes.
Commissioner Riley.
Yes.
Commissioner Heidemann.
Yes.
Commissioner Graytop.
Aye.
Commissioner Rushing.
Definitely.
Chairman Bohm.
For sure. Resolution 1343, the collective bargaining agreement.
Got it out, I can't read. Mr. Chairman, I move to adopt Resolution 1343, ratifying the collective bargaining agreement with St. Clair County Public Service Employees, AFSCME Local 1089. Support.
Second?
Discussion on any of it? All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? And, Howard, what was the C? That was, do we have any other add twos? So, going into the administrator's report.
Before I get to what most everybody's probably interested in is the, the convention center update, I just want to take care of one housekeeping item. The board's current policy on changing manning tables, if a department wants to make a change in what's been approved in the existing manning table, they've got to come to the board, make their presentation, make their pitch, justify the change, and then the board takes action. We have a number of offices internally that review those. I've got a request here in front of me, and I would beg for the board's waiver of your existing policy on this for a number of reasons. One being that yes, we are adjusting the manning table, but what we're actually doing is replacing what is a step 2 employee with a step 1 employee. So we're actually just downgrading a given position to replace someone who is retiring. And in the end, we will save a little over $9,000 in that particular department's wages and salaries. Rather than making a presentation to you next January on this, I would like to just recommend that we go ahead and allow this change, allow this position to be posted, moving one of the custodian 2 positions to a custodian 1 position within the Building and Grounds Department, thereby saving about $9,000 and replacing an individual that will be retiring. So if there are no objections from the board, I'll direct HR to go ahead and post the position immediately and move this forward.
Would it be appropriate if we had a formal motion for that?
Certainly.
If so, I would move.
I don't think you need a motion on it. It's an administrative matter. But what do you think, Bill?
It's up to you. This is contrary to your normal policy regarding manning table changes.
Is this an indication we need to change the policy, or is this just a very...
No, I would not recommend we change the policy at this point. I just felt...
You want our formal approval to do this?
If you feel it's appropriate, then yes. But
And you're recommending it?
Yes, I am.
I move that we approve the recommendation of the county administrator regarding the
Second.
manning table.
This is just one position?
Correct, it's just
That's it.
one existing position. Yes.
Any questions I have?
Any more questions for Bill on that particular deal? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Thank you. That will move this along. This particular position is in the juvenile detention facility, and that will enable them to get someone in there much quicker to start taking care of their custodial needs and avoid unnecessary overtime as well. Let me bring you up to date a little bit on what's been going on with the convention center. An awful lot has happened over the last couple of weeks. Last week, the invitation to bid was sent out. We had a pre-bid meeting today. There was just a little bit over 50 people that attended the pre-bid meeting this morning, and they were able to receive some updates from the architect, from the site engineer, from the construction manager, as well as get answers to many of the questions they may have from the county on the particular project. We've at present, a little over 1,300 contractors have received the notice either directly or have downloaded the notice from Mitten, the website we normally use for posting our projects. So there are an awful lot of people that are taking a look at that. The meeting today is not a reflection on the number of people that likely are interested in the project. This was not a mandatory pre-bid meeting. It was optional. We do know that there are a number of people out there that are considering putting in proposals that were unable to attend the pre-bid meeting today. Give you a little bit of an update on the bidding schedule. Bidding questions are due to the county. If a contractor has a question about any of the specifications or the drawings, those questions are to be sent to us by the 17th of December. What we will then do is get answers to all of those questions and then repost those responses on Mitten. The reason we do it that way is to ensure that all of the contractors have the same information and can therefore prepare an equal or apples to apples bid. Bids are due to the county by the 23rd of December. We will have a public opening of the bids. We do not intend to announce what the bid amounts were. We expect this to be a very complicated bid process. We may get individuals that bid for the entire project, and we may get other individuals that say, I just want to bid on the windows and the glazings aspect of the project. So it will be very difficult that day to lay out those numbers and for anyone to leave that meeting understanding where they may lie with their competitors. So we will be taking the period over the holidays to analyze all of those bids, get all of our questions off to those who bid, make sure we understand what they intended to do, and then we will, in early January, we'll be preparing a recommendation to the Board of Commissioners. And we should be coming to the board sometime in late January, asking the board to begin awarding certain contracts for this project. Those aspects of the project that deal with equipment or material that have long leads, in other words, it takes a long time once you put in an order for that material to actually be made available or delivered to you, those we're going to move forward and try and accelerate so that material can, we're not sitting there waiting for it come late winter or spring. The invitation to bid was structured in such a way that whether you're a small contractor or a large contractor, there are opportunities for everyone to participate. We had a very good cross-section of folks show up today. Although we did ask everyone to sign in, it's difficult to really tell if there's a lot of local people versus out-county people. We'll certainly be looking at that over the next couple of weeks so we can give you an idea of what kind of folks are bidding on this particular project. There were questions today about the 70-70 or the 70% local content or material and the 70% employee or workforce. The contractors were reminded that this remains a goal of the county. Some of the contractors were a little concerned because they felt if they were required to meet that standard that they would have to increase their bid to the county. That's something that I'm sure the board wants to avoid, is increase unnecessary costs for this project just to try and meet the 70% local material or 70% labor. That will remain a goal. If you take a look at the bids that were approved and the contracts that you approved tonight for the ballroom, those 3 contracts, all of the contractors agreed to provide 70% local labor and 70% local material. We will be checking that. We will be conducting audits as we go along to ensure that we get as close to that 70% as possible. The county will be holding the contracts for this project. So as the project moves forward, all of the payments to the subcontractors will come directly through the county or from the county. There will be payment requests will be required to be filed once a month. There will be a deadline for the contractors, and we'll try and avoid any delays in reimbursing contractors for expenses they may have incurred. Yes,
On that issue, what do you expect to be the turnaround time? I did have one person that was involved with some of the work at the facility, not so much complaining, but the turnaround on the payment would seem to be slow.
Sure.
What is that number?
Well, what will happen with this project as we move forward, when a contractor submits his pay app, and he'll be given a certain deadline to do that, it will first be reviewed by the construction manager to ensure that, in his opinion, he and his inspection staff can certify that all of this work was done and it was done to the appropriate standard. We will then have it reviewed by the project architect, and all of this will be done electronically. The architect will review it to, again, ensure that it has been done according to the specifications of the county. Then they will come to us, accounts payable, and we'll issue checks. We issue checks every Thursday. As long as that information is into us by Monday or Tuesday, by the time it gets through the construction manager and the architect, if there are any questions about what it is they're billing us for, that should be cleaned up. The concern we have now with not holding the contracts, with the work that has been done up there so far, and the reason we didn't hold the contracts is much of that work is being done with partners. We're paying a portion of the bill, the developer's paying a portion of the bill as well, and then even in some cases, the college was paying a portion of the bill, depending on what aspect of the work was. So those contracts were being held by a construction manager, not by us. What was commonly happening is the review process was taking much longer than it probably should have taken. We are on pay app 3 for that project. As you know, the project has been going on for probably a year and a half at least, and we're only on pay app number 3. We turn around our reimbursement very, very quickly. We've had a couple of...
People bid on a bill, are they advised that there may be some time requirements because of the partnering and so forth? Do they?
Yes.
We've educated people on that?
Yes. Now, whether or not they fully understand that, who knows? But we do everything we can to make sure they understand what that process is. And actually, the county has bent over backwards a number of times. If those pay apps come in and we've got questions about certain aspects of it, those that we know are correct and we have no questions, we'll issue a check for those right away. Those that we still have questions on and we may want to talk to the site inspector about, we hold back on those. So we do everything we can to ensure that our contractors are paid as promptly as possible. We did have a meeting with SMG, the management firm that will be managing the convention center and running the day-to-day operations. We met with them last week. Gary and I have been talking with them regularly over the last couple of months about their contracts. As you know, we're trying to time the signature and the action on the contract with the city of Port Huron and the city council. We want to ensure that they agree to move forward and have settled on a contract with SMG before we move and settle on that contract. It appears as though all of that is coming together. What we're waiting for from SMG right now is their first year's business plan and their first year intended budget or recommended budget for operating the facility and providing the staffing that's necessary. Once Gary and I review that and approve it, then we'll be coming to the board and making a recommendation on the contract with SMG.
We actually had, I attended that meeting, Carl, you were in that meeting, and then Howard was in that.
9/11 plan, we've talked quite a bit about that the last, I would say the last probably 30 to 45 days. We are moving forward on that. The 911 dispatch director, Tim Conger, who is here this evening, has been doing a lot of research on other plans that are out there, what other counties or dispatch centers throughout the state of Michigan typically do, and reviewing what we term as best practices, and we'll be incorporating those into a proposed very first draft to the Board of Commissioners sometime within the first quarter of next year, certainly earlier than later.
Just to chime in on that too, we did have a meeting with the CDA Advisory Board just to talk to them about the county. You know, our plan hasn't been revised since 2005. If you look back in 2005 when these agreements were put in place, you had 3 separate dispatching agencies, Port Huron, the county, Clay. We're in a different world today. So it was kind of it was very good, very informational. And like I said, it went well. So.
We will be coming to the board sometime in January with the proposed change to the your policy on background checks for board and committee appointments. We'll be sharing some ideas with you to address some issues that have come up over the last probably 6 months. We do have, I want to remind you, we've got a number of boards and commissions that still have vacancies on them, and if you're aware of anyone in your community that would be interested in sitting on some of those boards, please let us know. We'll send them an invitation. There's a form they generally fill out that they provide to you that enable you to understand a little bit about what motivates them, why they want to serve on this particular board or commission.
Bill, on that, I don't know if we could, just a standard update sheet, so we don't have to put in front of us, we'll forget about it, because we got a lot of other things to go through. if you give us a list, then if I have somebody that I could have interest in, like Nancy Dudek filled the Council on Aging, but if I've got somebody that I'm aware of in my district, there might not be a position that I would have somebody, but if every commissioner got that list in front of them, I'll say, hey, I got somebody I can put in that, so.
Okay.
Get an updated list, just a brief one, not the whole list of everybody's name, just the vacancies for that particular board.
Will do. We've already begun discussions with the department heads regarding the 2015 budget preparation. We held a meeting with them earlier this month to talk a little bit about it. I've provided some budget goals or targets to Carrie as well as our purchasing department, and we'll be working on those throughout the year. We've got some goals as well as some dates that I'd like them to be able to hit those goals. Many of you probably were not here 11, 12 years ago when the county began working on establishing a wetland bank down on the Bell River. This was part of the remediation that was necessary for the construction of the intervention center. It's taken us all of that time to finally get the DEQ to settle on a design standard for that facility, as well as all of the legal documents that are necessary to establish and to maintain that wetland bank. As a result, construction began a few weeks ago on the site. It will consist primarily of soil balancing, of construction of some facilities to allow for the retention of flood waters on site and allow that water to gradually leave the site, as well as some natural plantings. If you go by the site, you'll probably see piles of dirt that will be moved around. You'll probably see a lot of flagging on site that mark elevations that need to be set, as well as plant material that will be put in there yet this fall and in early spring. And that is it.
Okay. Motion to receive and file the administrator's report.
I would so move.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Miscellaneous business. Any miscellaneous business to come before us? 14, receive and file.
I would move, Mr. Chair, to receive and file packets that were sent to commissioners, packets at their places, and any other information presented.
Support.
In favor?
Aye.
Adjournment.
Motion to adjourn, sir.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
We hope you enjoyed this week's St. Clair County Board of Commissioners meeting. Your St. Clair County Commissioners broadcast these meetings on Comcast Local Access Channel 12 every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. If you have any questions on any part of this program, please feel free to contact your St. Clair County Board of Commissioners or staff. You can find their contact information, the meeting agenda, and videos of the meetings at www.stclaircounty.org.